Andy Davis, age 17, is leaving in a few days for college. Andy's toys have noticed that he has matured from a small boy into a teenager on the verge of leaving home. They are all hoping that Andy will play with them at least once before he goes, but their aspirations are quickly dashed. Sarge and two paratroopers are the last of the little green army men, and as the toys take stock of how many are still around and how many have been lost through the years, their eyes are drawn to them. They jump out the window, their parachutes carrying them to unknown territory, out of fear of being discarded. Several are convinced that Sarge is correct and that they will be sent out shortly, but Woody is confident that Andy would never take such a drastic measure. He expects Andy to put them in the attic, where they will be forgotten until Andy has children of his own. When Andy comes back to his room with his mom, the toys had to cut their staff meeting short. Andy still hasn't packed or even started cleaning his room, and it's only a matter of days before he departs. Andy's mom has ordered Andy and his sister Molly to clean up their rooms, with instructions to get rid of everything they no longer desire, put the rest in the attic, or give it to Sunnyside Daycare. The toys in Andy's room watch as Molly deposits her Barbie doll and other toys into the donation box. After much procrastination, Andy pulls out a black garbage bag and starts tossing his old toys inside. He stops to think before he packs Woody away in the college box and throws Buzz in the black garbage bag. The toys inside are terrified that Andy is about to toss them away, and Woody stands outside the door as Andy goes. As soon as he sees Andy open the attic door, his anxiety subsides. Nonetheless, Andy must assist Molly with the contribution box relocation downstairs before he can ascend. Due to the oversight, the attic door closes, and shortly thereafter, Andy's mother discovers the garbage can containing his toys. So she grabs another bag and heads outside, where she dumps the rubbish she thinks Andy left behind. Woody watches the garbage truck gently approach the curb from down the street. When Woody sees the trash bags being put into the garbage truck and crushed, he leaps out the window and slides down a pipe to the front lawn. It wasn't long before Woody saw the recycling container making its way to the garage. As he follows it, he is relieved to learn that his companions have made it out alive. But now they're all sure that Andy deliberately discarded them. Woody tries to tell them the truth, but they all think he's just in denial. As soon as Jessie sees the donation box, she suggests sending everything to Sunnyside Daycare. It's met with universal enthusiasm, but Woody abruptly interrupts with a demand that they all return to Andy's room immediately. The trunk of the family minivan closes and Andy's mom whisks the box away to Sunnyside before he can finish his sentence. Toys are brought into the butterfly room by Andy's parents at Sunnyside. Toys peek out of the box's handle and are delighted to see a group of children playing with them inside. When the kids go for recess, the toys joyfully emerge from their storage container, where they are greeted by another enthusiastic set of toys. Lotso, a bear with a penchant for strawberries, soon joins the party, and he summons his friend Ken to show them about Sunnyside. Ken develops feelings for Barbie during the trip, and Barbie develops feelings for Ken as well. Lotso assures us that the toys are well cared for, and that there will always be children around to play with them because there is a constant stream of new children being born. Lotso takes Andy's toys to the caterpillar room, where they are left to enjoy their first time playing at Sunnyside without Andy. But it seems that Ken and Barbie have hit it off very well, for Barbie is ready to return to the butterfly room with Ken and Lotso. While Sunnyside may look lovely at first glance, Woody insists that they return to Andy instead. Woody begs Buzz to return, but Buzz says they're better off as a team. Woody, disappointed that his friends won't come with him, sneaks out of Sunnyside, but not before he loses his hat. In the process, a little girl named Bonnie finds him and takes him home with her. Once recess is over and the kids return to the caterpillar room to play with their new toys, they are met by a group of boisterous and unruly youngsters who are not quite as delicate as Andy. Toddlers toss them, crush them, and smear them in poster paint. Once the daycare is closed, the toys begin to worry that something has gone wrong and that they belong in the butterfly room. Buzz manages to slip out of the room, planning to talk to Lotso. When he steps outside, though, Ken and a few other toys are hiding behind a vending machine, and his attention is immediately pulled to them. Buzz chases them, but a doll dubbed Big Baby with closed eyes catches him. Buzz is restrained in the daycare's library by Ken and the others. Lotso suddenly appears and orders the other toys to release Buzz. Buzz expresses gratitude to Lotso for assisting him and asks to be moved along with the other toys. Lotso applauds Buzz's initiative, but he will only consider letting him join the people in the butterfly room. Lotso orders Buzz to be restrained and goes to the library to get a Buzz Lightyear user's guide after Buzz refuses. Through its use, the toys return Buzz to his demo state, turning him back into the naive Space Ranger we first saw in Toy Story, 1995. Lotso, his pals, and Demo Buzz go back to the caterpillar room, where Buzz ties up his allies and locks them up in metal cages. Lotso describes the daycare's procedures, including the mandatory placement of all newbies in the caterpillar room with the misbehaving toddlers. The survivors are transferred to the butterfly room. Lotso orders Big Baby to take Mr. Potato Head to the playground and place him in the box, a symbolic representation of what happens to misbehaving children, a sandbox. Lotso brings out Woody's hat as a cautionary measure as well, though he does not elaborate on what happened to the toy's pal. Once Barbie finds out that Ken has been lying to her, she refuses to comply with Lotso's rule and is consequently thrown in jail. During the Toys' Day at Sunnyside, Woody has been in Bonnie's house, taking part in her imaginative fun and games. Woody enjoys being included in actual playtime once again, although he misses Andy. While everyone is sound sleeping, Woody uses Bonnie's toys to get into the home computer. To Woody's great relief, Andy's residence is only a short distance away. If Bonnie outgrows them, he says, send them to Sunnyside. However, the moniker prompts the toys to look on in fear. Bonnie's toy Chuckles starts telling a story, and the other toys explain that Lotso is to blame. Little Daisy used to own the dogs Lotso, Chuckles, and Big Baby. She had the deepest feelings for Lotso, although she had affection for all three. There was one day, though, when the three toys were forgotten at a rest break. The trio soon arrived back at Daisy's. Lotso and Chuckles were able to sneak a peek inside her room, but they discovered that Lotso had been replaced. After feeling abandoned, Lotso proclaimed, "We've replaced everyone," even though there was only proof that he had been replaced. When Big Baby insisted on returning, Lotso shouted, "She doesn't love you no more," and ripped the "I belong to Daisy" plastic heart from around Baby's neck. Chuckles secretly kept it. The three toys searched high and low for Sunnyside, and eventually located him. Lotso seized control and instituted a system whereby most new toys in the caterpillar room would be destroyed by the rough play of the toddlers. According to Chuckles, he was damaged at Sunnyside and Bonnie fixed him. Woody chooses to go back to Sunnyside to save his companions from the peril they are in. The following day, Woody again breaks into the daycare and sneaks about on the ceiling. The caterpillar room's secret passageway leads him to a Fisher-Price chatter telephone. Woody learns through the phone that he and his companions were better off leaving and that they can't possibly escape now. Woody thanks him for the worry, but says they have to try. The chatter telephone details the obstacles that Woody and his friends will face, including Lotso's henchmen manning searchlights on the playground, trucks patrolling the halls and the playground, a cinderblock wall that stands 8 feet tall, and a cymbal-clanging monkey who keeps an eye on the security cameras inside the building. According to the phone, the playground's only other exit is a garbage chute across the way. Once the toddlers have gone to recess, Woody rejoins his buddies, who tell him that Buzz was reset to demo mode, and now they want to get back to Andy. It's time for Woody to put his plan into action. Later that night, the gang jumps into action, and Mr. Potato Head stages another incident to be placed in the box so that he can sneak outside and report on their progress. Barbie begs Ken to release her from jail, saying she can't stand it any longer. Using one of his costumes as a disguise, he sneaks into the daycare library in search of the Buzz instructions and takes Barbie back to his fantasy home, where she promptly subdues him. In order to defeat the cymbal-clanging monkey, Woody and Slinky Dog sneak into the main security room. Jessie is able to get away from Rex and Ham while they try to keep Buzz preoccupied. Buzz is then ensnared in a plastic tub and held captive. The toys quickly reassemble and begin out to restore Buzz to normalcy. Unfortunately, when we try to reset Buzz, we accidentally switch him to Spanish mode. With little time remaining, they decide to leave him for now and head for the rubbish chute. The group reaches the end of the chute and jumps into the dumpster, where they are greeted by Lotso, Ken, and their accomplices, along with the chatter telephone, now broken by the bad toys. Lotso suggests that the toys can either go in the trash or be taken back to the daycare. Both Jessie and Barbie are outraged at Lotso's changes to the daycare, and eventually even Ken joins them. In response to the group's and Woody's enthusiasm to get back to Andy, Lotso proclaims that love doesn't exist. Woody then brings up Daisy and pulls out Chuckles' tag. Lotso says to Big Baby, "I didn't love these, so I replaced them," once he notices the tag. Lotso forgets that Woody replaced only him, so Woody has to remind him. This discovery drives Big Baby to reach for the tag before Lotso destroys it, shouting at Big Baby for being stupid and believing that Daisy loved him. After being duped, Big Baby dumps Lotso in the trash. One of the Pizza Planet aliens gets his foot stuck in the lid as the other toys start to race across it. When Woody tries to help, Lotso grabs his hand. While the others hurry to aid Woody, a garbage truck rolls up and empties the dumpster's contents, including Andy's toys, into the rear collection bin. Because they weren't on the lid of the trash bin, Barbie and Ken can only watch helplessly as their pals are carried away. Another load of debris is dumped on the group from within the dumpster, and Buzz is brought down to earth as a television set crashes down on him. However, before the toys can rejoice, the truck arrives at the Tri-County dump. Incredulous, they watch as a bulldozer picks up the 3 aliens from Pizza Planet and hauls them away. The remaining toys are loaded onto a rolling conveyor belt by another machine and will eventually be shredded. In order to escape being pulverized, the toys grab metal pieces that are being attracted to a track above them via magnets. Woody and Buzz even manage to save Lotso, who thanks them. Once they make it through, they find themselves on another conveyor line, going towards what looks like daylight. But when they go closer, they see that it's actually a huge hole that leads to a blazing incinerator. Before Lotso discovers an emergency stop switch, the toys desperately try to escape the flames. He signals for assistance, and they lift him to the machine's control panel. However, after he reaches the button, Lotso just smirks at Woody, muttering, "Where's your kid now, Sheriff?" and goes off. The toys are soon unable to keep going, and tumble into the pit. They make an effort to climb out, but it seems there is no way out. When everything else fails, the toys band together and prepare to die as a unit. An ominous blue light flashes overhead, as an enormous claw descends to grab the people. The 3 aliens from Pizza Planet in the machine's glass cabin watch in bewilderment as the giant claw swings by. Once the group gets free, they thank their saviors and wonder what became of Lotso. Lotso, unbeknownst to them, is discovered by a different garbage man at the landfill. Remembering that he had a Lotso-hugging bear as a kid, he straps Lotso to the grill of his dump truck and he heads off for duty. Before Andy heads off to college, his toys track down the garbage truck that serves his area and race back to him in time. After wiping themselves up, they sneak back into the house, finding Andy's room cleared out, except for some minimal items, and 2 boxes, one marked college, the other attic. In a final farewell, Woody's pals pack up into the attic box. Woody jumps into the college slot as he sees Andy and his parents coming. The room Andy is leaving is a heartbreaking reminder to his mother that her son is leaving. Andy informs her that even though he'll be gone, he'll still care about her. Andy's continued concern for Woody and the other toys is a demonstration of genuine affection and proof that Andy has not forgotten about them. While Andy is distracted by his sister Molly and his dog Buster, Woody gets a post-it note and a marker and writes down Bonnie's street address. Taken with the post-it, he enters the attic container. The letter on the attic box is still there when Andy returns to the room. Andy believes his mother wrote the note and delivers the package to the given address, where he encounters Bonnie and her family playing in the front yard. Andy unloads the box and exits the vehicle. Bonnie immediately abandons her play when she spots him coming and yells for her mother. Andy is recognized by Bonnie's mother and explains that he brought some toys for Bonnie. Since Andy still has fond memories of playing with his toys, he takes the time to explain each one to Bonnie and tell her a little bit about how he can be both a good and bad guy, like him, who saves your money but is also the villainous Dr. Porkchop. Once Buzz is unveiled, Bonnie is finally confident enough to take a peek inside and find Woody. Andy doesn't know how Woody got in, so he's taken aback when Bonnie names him her cowboy doll and paraphrases one of Woody's catchphrases, "There's a snake in my boot." Andy sees Bonnie looking at Woody and explains to her how important Woody is to him, how long he's had him, and how brave Woody can be. In spite of this, he tells Bonnie that she can have Woody as long as she commits to treat him and the other toys with respect. After a brief exchange of looks and a hushed yes, Andy joins her in her play, and the two soon find themselves engaged in a creative game with their toys. Andy's toys are secretly ecstatic about this final play session with him. Andy leaves in his car at last while Bonnie sorts through her new and old toys on the front porch. She is carrying Woody and Buzz, and she is making Woody wave as she leaves. This causes Andy to emit a sorrowful but relaxing smile. "Thanks, everybody," he whispers, as he drives off. While Bonnie eats lunch inside, her mother watches Andy's car disappears down the street. Woody says, "Farewell, pal." Woody gives the other toys a warm smile, reassuring them that Andy did care about them and was willing to leave them with a new youngster who will give them many more opportunities for fun. Woody introduces his friends to Bonnie's other toys. Sometime afterward, the toys uncover a note in Bonnie's backpack from Ken. Toys in Sunnyside no longer face discrimination while attempting to switch between the caterpillar and butterfly rooms thanks to the efforts of Ken and Barbie after Lotso's departure. The toys at Sunnyside now enjoy their time there, and soon after, Sarge and his two paratroopers arrive, with both Ken and Barbie welcoming them. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for other recaps.